What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron. This is the Courtside View Podcast, and we are back today and we're discussing the NBA. So, here we go. I gave my thoughts on Monday, I believe it was, regarding All-Star Game, not the All-Star Weekend. So, first of all, wanted to get your thoughts real quick. It's been a week now. A lot of people have been talking about it, but I think the fans will want to know, the supporters will want to know your perspective on how you feel about the All-Star Game. And then we'll get to the All-Star Weekend as a whole later. How did you feel about the All-Star Game?
It wasn't very good in my opinion. It was way more commercials and foolishness than actual basketball being played. I believe they said it was only 18 minutes of basketball or something like that being played. That is absolutely disgraceful. It is a shame what has happened to this product. Mm-hmm. And the format didn't really change anything. It just elongated a grueling process. That's all it did. And it just wasn't fun to watch. I forgot it was even on. I didn't start watching it until the finals. Yeah. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And I was like, this just isn't good. Isn't good. I'm like, okay, the game about to start. But I'm listening to Kevin Hart talk to the inside the NBA crew. I'm like, when is the game going to start? Mm-hmm. And that was just bad. I don't know. It might be finished. I think the All-Star Weekend is cooked.
So according to this Reddit account, it was 42 minutes of basketball in a 3-hour program.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. And what this format did was make it a less amount of time for basketball being played. Because I think for each game, some of them was like 12 minutes, some of them was like 10 minutes, 9 minutes. So it wasn't a consistent amount of time for each game. Each game was shorter than the other one. There wasn't a consistent length. And the 40-point threshold was really making it bad for them. And they had to like scrap for minutes, had to scrap for time that they can find, intermission through commercial, to meet that 3-hour window. And it showed itself. It showed itself that the format failed, not from the players and how their effort was felt during the game, because the players, they did their job, except the last game, because again, it's because of the NBA's intermissions, commercials, whatever it may be, that really just hurt the product at the end. But the players, they did their job. They did what they were supposed to do in the first 2 games. But that last game is where you really felt just how bad it was at the end. It felt like just a nail in the coffin of the night itself, of the All-Star Game, where you have a bunch of commercials, a bunch of segments that we didn't really need, like the TNT crew. That's what really hurt me the most, was when they were taking all that time to give the TNT crew their flowers. It's like, why don't we do that at the end of the game? Why are we doing that during the middle? I believe it was the final. Matter of fact, it was right before the final game. The players, they were up, they were ready to go, and then they have to stop again before we get to the final game. And by the time we got to the final game, you could tell the players were out of it. Like, they were just ready for it to be over. There wasn't a whole lot of energy being made compared to the last 2. Just no interest. I was on and off after that. I wasn't really paying attention much. I didn't feel like I needed to invest my time into really watching this game. And that was that. It was just a bad experience overall. I felt like Adam Silver hasn't learned from his ways after a couple of years ago. Remember, in 2020, this is when they started doing that whole thing where they would have segments where they have people speaking during the game. It's like, we don't need that. Just ball up, let's hoop. And it seems like he wants to make everything theatric, everything more of a more like WWE, like a show. A show. It is a show, but in terms of like a make it
people cutting promos.
Make it more about the storyline, about other things besides the art, besides the sport itself that people are attracted to. This is not WWE. This is not a movie or a television show. This is basketball. And that's how you make your money. This is how you make your bread, is because of the talent of the players. And this has really been an occurring theme for the NBA. All it did was emphasize what the glaring problems had been for the NBA for the past 5 years. And it's that the NBA is focused more on, and the people, the fans, casuals, been more focused on trades, free agency, drama, everything off the court, but not the play on the court. And what the All-Star Game showcased is that NBA, TNT, they're focused on everything outside of the game, not what's actually being played. And that's all it really did. It just re-emphasized all the problems that exist.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was just too much going on. I'm like, okay, can we just watch the players play? This is about, we're supposed to be celebrating the players because they're all-stars. We watch them play against each other, but it's just they doing everything else outside of that. So it's just like, I don't even care anymore.
And it was the second worst rating from an NBA All-Star game since 2023. Yeah, 2023 is the worst rated All-Star game, worst viewed All-Star game. So that just lets you know that if that's the second and it was only a 2-year time frame from 2023, then something is wrong. So how can they fix that? Go back to East versus West. You just have to have the players play. That's really what it's all about. If the players actually play hard, you have an All-Star game that's worth watching. That's really what it is. That's all it is. It's not that difficult. And if they don't play hard, then get rid of it. That's really what it is.
What do you think about some of the player critiques and feedback they gave on the? Like I know I want to say it was KD or Dave. Somebody said they should put the All-Star game before the midway point of the season, because by the time you're past the midway point of the season, you're saving your body for the playoffs. So no one's really going to give too much effort. They said they want to go back to East versus West. They also said, what else they said?
Also heard USA versus the world. That's another one.
I don't. That's not going to go well, because realistically, it's really on 5 players or so. That's really all-star caliber for the world team.
Really? You sure?
We got Jokic, Luka, Giannis,
Shea, Sengun,
Sabonis. I don't think they.
No, Siakam.
Siakam.
They have some dudes, bro. They have some dudes. But, if Franz Wagner didn't get hurt, he would have been on there.
Depends what side Kyrie want to play on.
He's going to be on USA.
He actually said he wants to play in Australia for the Olympics in 2028. Surprisingly.
Okay. I'm just saying he's going to choose USA.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they probably wouldn't even allow him to make that decision. They would have him on USA probably. He was literally on the Team USA Olympic team. He's going to be on USA. They're not going to allow him to just flip-flop. That's not going to happen. But, what is there? You want to say anything else?
It's some other stuff. I just forgot because there was multiple players saying stuff, so I didn't get to keep all the information. My thing is, we're starting the All-Star game before the halfway point of the season, is that you'll be competing with the NFL. So unless they want to start the season later to offset that, then we could talk. But we all know that ain't going to happen, because then you probably have to lower the amount of games and all kinds of stuff. That's a bigger discussion as far as that goes.
I think the players need to shut up and just play hard. Put some type of effort. Like they did the first 2 games. Remember, those first 2 games, they played defense. They're actually trying a little bit. We need more of that. I don't get what's so difficult about that. That has been a tradition for years now. You don't have to play great defense every single quarter. Just play good defense first quarter and fourth quarter. It's okay. All this complaining, I don't want to hear it, because this has been the case. This has been the tradition for so many years now. And all of a sudden they want to complain about it now. No, I'm not trying to hear that. Just put some level of effort, have it East versus West, and that's that. It's not that hard. It's literally not that hard. They're making it more difficult than what it needs to be. It's literally that simple. If they just do that, the All-Star game is back. Simple. We don't need to do any other format team. We don't need to do USA versus the world. We don't need to do a tournament style. Just play semi-defense. It's just that. And then the All-Star game is back.
Just the entitlement of the players.
Or, I keep saying this, but have something where the team wins, they get a reward. Not just money, but something that affects the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I did see a player suggest that the conference winner gets home court in the finals.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, do something like that. Some people aren't going to like it, but if you really want a competitive all-star game, you're going to have to put something like that in there that affects the outcome of the playoffs. So that's it. If you don't do that, then there's nothing else more we can do. Even if you do USA versus the world, they're still going to have to play hard at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
We all know Jokic and Luka don't care about playing hard in no all-star game.
Just put some type of effort, and then we have the all-star game back. That's it. That's really it. Because we saw it the first 2 games. They can do it if they want to. It's just about will they.
Yeah, I don't think the players care enough, honestly.
Well, they did. It looked like they cared about it.
Well, I didn't see those games.
Oh, wow. It looked like they cared.
No.
Until that last game when...
All right, it's too much downtime. It was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, their adrenaline is gone now. They've been resting. They're chilling now. They're probably sore. Why am I going to try hard now? Like, y'all was BSing. So, yeah, man, that's all I have to really say. What about the, besides the All-Star game, Saturday night, dunk contest?
It was the Mac McClung show.
Really. Again, right? For the past 3 years, right?
Yeah. So, I honestly, I only saw the Mac McClung dunk. I wasn't even paying attention to all them other dudes. 3-point contest, I did not see the 3-point contest, but I heard it wasn't all that good.
It wasn't good.
Who won?
It was Tyler Hero.
Anywho.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
The skills competition, I saw CP3 and Wembanyama trying to cheat.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But it was, come on now. And then another thing that drives me crazy is that the media are the people that promote the game. They're the ones that make the game, elevate the game to another level. Wouldn't it behoove you to allow the media to get as much access as they can to the players, especially during the game? So after Chris Paul and Wemby did what they did, one of the reporters for TNT was trying to get to Chris Paul. Like, hey, what was that all about? And this person, I guess he's a security guard or something, didn't allow the reporter to get to Chris Paul afterwards. People want to know like what's going on, because this is, skill competition. It was one of the weirdest things we've ever seen in All-Star Weekend, and they just wouldn't allow the reporter to get to Chris Paul for whatever reason.
That's dumb.
I know. So, and that's what I'm talking about. It's just like they just keep fumbling the ball with this.
It seems like the reason why stuff is the way it is because everyone is on different pages. The league wants this, the players want this, and the media is on this. So it's like it's no real continuity between those three. No. And that's why we got the part of it, where in other leagues, the media, players, and fans, and all I forgot the fan aspect. Yeah, they all relatively, they might not see eye to eye on everything, but they're like relatively here with it. Mm-hmm. Like you see it in MLB, NHL had a phenomenal
record breaking.
The USA versus Canada match. That thing I heard it was pretty good. And also like the NFL, they're except the Pro Bowl, no one sees eye to eye on the Pro Bowl stuff. But for the most of the part, they're really relatively close as far as what ideas they want to see. But NBA, it just seems like everyone wants to do their own thing.
That's true.
And it's hurting the product. The media don't like the game of basketball. The players want the fans and media to like basketball outside of the foolishness and the drama, but they just don't. And so the players are like, well, if y'all don't want to care about the basketball, then we don't care about your parlays. We don't care about showing up in the All-Star game and all this stuff. So it's kind of like we're on different wavelengths, and it's not good for the game.
That's true. That is true. You make a great point in that one. I don't know what to say. I really don't. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. Just seeing that stuff. It's an event. It's supposed to be playful. It's supposed to be just good vibes. And for that to happen for the security guard person who's doing their job, but at the end, like there needs to be some type of communication going on between the media and between the NBA office and the security for the event. There has to be some type of communication, a common ground that we can come to where we can give the fans what they want. And it just seems like that's missing now. There's nothing for that anymore. It just feels like there's a disconnect, like you mentioned. And after that, just the dunk contest. The dunk contest, boy, oh boy. Do you think Mac McClung is the greatest dunker for a dunk contest in the NBA history?
No, but he's up there. He's definitely like probably the top 3 territory at this point. This dude, some of the dunks he's been pulling off.
Who's better?
I say Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine.
Aaron Gordon never won a dunk contest.
Yeah. But, I mean, we know he should have won those 2, though.
Mac McClung won 3.
But look who was his comp.
But look at the dunks he made, though. Think about this. Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine did what they did. The fact that Mac McClung was able to come up with dunks that we've either never seen before or he just took it to another level is impressive.
And he also doing jokes like the first try like every time, which is crazy.
Think about, he decided, okay, Blake Griffin, he dunked over a Kia on the hood.
The hood of the Kia. He jumped over, Mac McClung jumped over the whole
and he did a reverse dunk while jumping over it. Do you know how crazy that is?
That's very crazy.
And you know what he did? You know what he showed people is that it's not always that you have to come up with a new dunk. You can take something that somebody already did, but just make it better.
Mm.
So the whole Kia dunk, what made it so cool was the fact that we got that nostalgia from Blake Griffin, and he was able to take his idea but put it to another level. It reminds me of Kendrick with the Drake diss and how Pusha T took it to this level, and Kendrick took what Pusha T did, and he was like, I'm going to take it to another level. I know I'm bringing that up. But that's just what it reminds me of, man. Like, you don't have to try to figure out, okay, what new sort of dunk can I do? It could just be as simple as, okay, this is what this person did. I'll do that, but just better.
Mm.
It's not that hard. And these guys try to make it seem like it's so complicated, it's so hard to do. No, it's not. Yeah, you got to make the first dunk, but that's the most difficult of it all. But just look what the other guys did and just take that dunk and just improve on it. That's it, man. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And I salute him for that. I think he's the best dunker. I think he's the best dunker in the dunk contest.
Okay. I think he has the best, like, dunks. Like, creativity. Him and Aaron Gordon are, like, neck and neck as far as dunk creativity. I still think the greatest dunk in the dunk contest history is the one where Aaron Gordon went under the legs over the mask.
Yeah.
That was easily the greatest.
No, that was the greatest dunk. I'll give him that.
Mac McClung, he got some up there.
In my opinion, he has some dunks that is in the top 5.
Yeah, like the one
that Kia one.
The Kia one, and the one he jumped over the dude and dunked both the balls at the same time.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah. That's why I have him as the best, because he has 2 or 3 dunks that are probably in the top 10 that we've ever seen. I just can't see how he's not number 1. I'm sorry. Like, I like Aaron Gordon, but the creativity, the difficulty of Mac McClung's dunks were just otherworldly. The fact that he's 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", doing this? What?
But some people be like, well, he's not playing the NBA season, so he doesn't have to really worry about.
Who cares? Who cares? And then he's clearing guys, too. It's not like he's,
pushing off.
Like, he's clearing them. Like, what? 6'1", 6'2", clearing guys? He had Evan Mobley, who's like 6'10". He had like this little platform. He put him on his platform, and now he's like 7'2", 7'3", and he cleared him. It's like, what? Oh, you didn't see that?
I didn't see that one.
I don't know was that the one where he I think he may have jumped
over. That was this
over.
year?
Yeah, this was this done. Wow, you didn't see that one. Yeah, he put Evan Mobley on this little platform. He went from 6'2", 6'10" to like maybe 7'1", 7'2", and he jumped over him. I don't know if that was the dunk where he tapped the rim. I don't know if that was the one where he tapped the rim and then he dunked it. But, yo, that was insane. Like, that was one of his dunks. And the fact that the Kia dunk was his first dunk.
That's crazy.
I'm like, you're going off rip? Like, we going off rip. I was concerned. I was like, damn, Stephon Castle can low-key win this. But Matt McClung, again, because he's such a great dunker, he was able to just complete all of these dunks, all these difficult dunks. And that was an amazing night, man. Just because of him. Stephon Castle, he tried. But Matt McClung, it's just Matt McClung. I will say that to close out All-Star Weekend, if they want to get some hype back to All-Star Weekend, they're going to have to convince certain participants that people know of that will get people excited. And they're going to have to bring them to participate to All-Star Weekend. Because I felt like the three-point competition, not having Stephen Curry participate, was a miss. You cannot have that not transpire. In Golden State, in San Francisco, in the Bay, you got to have them participate. That was a miss. And I think if you want to really get people to want to watch, you have to sell them on something. Zach LaVine is coming out of retirement to be in the dunk contest. Aaron Gordon, somebody like that, where you're like, man, this is going to be the greatest dunk contest of all time, or All-Star Weekend. Do something that gets people wanting to watch the game. Like, you have to promote it in that sense, where you're promising them something that people will really be intrigued by, and you just keep promoting like it's a movie or something. And then that's how you get people watching. It can't just be, well, here's the All-Star game, another year, here's the dunk contest, another year, and then we go from there. Like, you actually have to have certain people, a certain type of format that will get people wanting to watch. And then you keep promoting it over and over and over again. So that way, by the time people watch and they turn on the TV, they're like, what the hell is this? What type? A tournament format? What is this? And it won't turn people off. That's what they need to do if they want to get more people to watch the game.
Yeah.
Promise something that people will be interested by. And that's how you get the games back to where they were previously. They're going to have to get Zach LaVine. They're going to have to get a John Morant. They're going to have to get Aaron Gordon. Those type of names. If you want to get people to want to watch the dunk contest, the All-Star game. You have to do that if you want to get it back to glory days where it was. If not, then you're going to be stuck where you at. Record low ratings. That's just what it is. Any final thoughts?
Nobody better figure something out.
So, now the games are back on. We have some things where we have to discuss. We have some big matchups coming up today, the Saturday and Sunday. I want to talk a little bit about last night on Friday, the Knicks, Cavs. At this point, I think we can just scratch out the Knicks on any sort of contending threshold. I'm just wondering, what happened to the toughness of the Knicks? Last year, they were a tough-minded team. They were scrappy. They would do a lot of the little things, offensive rebounds, defending. Where is that hustling? It just seems like a team that is soft, very finesse, but no toughness. How do you feel about the Knicks? Because they got their ass whooped by the Cavs last night.
I'll shoot them just a little bit of bail. It was back-to-back.
It was back-to-back.
And they're playing
no
a
fight.
Top-seeded team.
But that was the first game of a back-to-back.
Oh, it was the first game?
Yeah. They played today.
Oh,
no, they played. My bad. You're right. You're right about that. No, I'm sure. No. Because damn, what? Hold on. Let me make sure.
I believe they played the What team was that?
I'm looking.
Was it the Bucks?
Nah, I don't think it was the Bucks.
They played the Bulls.
The Bulls.
And they,
okay.
So yeah, I'll shoot.
You know what? All right, I'll shoot. But they still have had trouble with the Cavs in the past.
They have had trouble. I noticed looking at this because they have had trouble against teams with like they have real expectations to beat
title contenders.
Yeah, they struggle with contenders.
They almost beat OKC that one time, but besides that, Knicks, Celtics and Cavs. The Cavs have had their number. I just don't. Even on a back-to-back, there was still no fight from them.
Yeah, they was getting waxed out the gate pretty much.
I didn't expect the Knicks to have a worse defensive rating than the Lakers this season.
They soft on the glass too. Evan Mobley was dogging them on the offensive glass and all the time. I'm like, dang, what happened to these Knicks?
I get that Karl Anthony Towns is the center, so it's going to be a detriment to their interior defense a lot because you're asking a lot from a guy that is not known to be the greatest shot blocker in the world, the greatest defender in the paint, because in Minnesota, he was the 4, Gobert was the 5. So Karl Anthony Towns didn't have as much responsibility. But man, where is the fight? You have Mikal Bridges, you have OG Anunoby, you have Josh Hart, you have these dudes that are supposed to be these perimeter defenders, supposed to be these lockdown guys. And I just don't see it. What is going on?
Like I said, man, I don't think them Tom Thibodeau minutes is sustainable. Granted, he tried to split them. Well, actually, no, that's because they were getting blown out, so they didn't play that many minutes. Like the night before, they played against the
Bulls.
The Bulls. I think every starter, we looking at 46 minutes, 44 minutes, 43, 38, 42. Like, that's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just not sustainable. And I don't know how they gonna fare come playoff time. Their legs may be dead by the time playoffs start, and they start looking sluggish against teams they're supposed to be waxing. It is all bad. But the Cavs wasn't playing with them boys. I mean, good grief, dog. Evan Mobley got everything he wanted that night. Shot 9 for 11 from the field. Donovan Mitchell was hitting shot after shot.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Garland didn't even have to go. Darius Garland played pretty bad. He was 2 for 12, but he hit his head on the floor or something after the layup. So he might have had me playing with a concussion or something. But it's just like, man, the Knicks, they just don't have it. They don't have it. They just don't have it.
They don't have the ability to guard the Cavs or the Celtics on a consistent level. They give up too many threes, too many rebounds.
And they're losing second unit minutes because look at their bench. They got Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Cam Payne, Miles McBride, who I think is
okay.
He's solid. He's
okay.
Solid. Landry Shamet, I don't even know how to pronounce this dude's name. Ariel Huckporty. Who are these people? Where is the depth outside of the starting 5?
Well, if you remember, when they made the trade for Karl Anthony Towns, it was one of those things where we're going to go top heavy. We're going to go 1 through 7, and we're just going to rely on that. But we didn't know that the defense was going to slide this much because we look at it like, man, they got Mikal Bridges. You have that depth at the wing position with Josh Hart, Mikal, OG Anunoby, and you look at it like, okay, and then Mitchell Robinson, but he's been hurt. We're like, all right, they got the tools. Because we saw what Boston did the previous season. They didn't have a whole lot of depth, and they won. But with Boston, man, they got two dudes that are two-way defenders that can score on an elite level. They have a fantastic coach. They have Drew Holiday, one of the best point guard defenders who can also score, who could also hit a 3. Porzingis can hit a 3. He's dynamic as well. This team right here, man, they made all the moves to beat Boston, and they just can't beat Boston. Like, it's just that simple. There is a clear gap in Knicks, Cavs, Celtics.
So now that we know that and we've established that, now we need to look at the X's and O's guy. Coaching.
Yeah,
What are y'all doing that y'all have the talent?
Yeah, they do.
On paper, the matchup, on paper y'all match up. But something ain't clicking with the X's and O's to where y'all aren't being able to beat these teams.
Mm-hmm. No, to be fair, Josh Hart didn't play, but still, like, getting blasted 142 to 105 is just, I don't care if Josh Hart isn't playing. Like, that is crazy.
These are NBA players. Y'all grown men. Y'all need to have some pride.
142 to 105 is crazy. Like, that is horrible. That's just lack of effort, bad X's and O's, no game plan.
And possibly tired legs.
Tired. That is true. Yeah, tired legs. But still, man. And then, like, how are you in a dogfight with the Bulls, too?
That is true. The Bulls are, like, tanking. So, yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs for New York because, everyone, people had high hopes. And, they on a bad team. But it's every time they match up against these type of teams, it's just like...
There's nothing that they can do. They don't have a game plan to stop them. There's not one night where they can just play their best and get a win over them. They always are getting blasted. They're always getting cooked by the Cavs and the Knicks. It's no other way around it. They just have no answer to the Knicks and the Celtics. It's a sad state of affairs because I thought this team, they went all in. They gave up so many picks to acquire Mikal Bridges and to acquire Karl-Anthony Towns. And Karl-Anthony Towns has been amazing for them. It's just, it hasn't resulted in what they were expecting, which is to be right there with the Cavs, right there with the Celtics. And that's just not the case. It's a wide gap between them and the Celtics and Cavs.
I said in the group chat, I said the tier, it's the Thunder, Celtics, Cavs, and it's a tier gap.
It's a wide gap.
Yeah.
Wide gap. And we're going to get to
depending on if the Nuggets continue to play strong, then they could possibly be. But I'm not sure about Russ.
I don't know.
Still, long term going into the playoffs.
Some things I saw some stats, and they're on a 9-game win streak. But if you look at the teams that they faced, wasn't all that good.
Okay.
The competition's not all that
part
good.
Of the schedule.
Yeah. So let's transition. Let's transition to the Lakers Nuggets. You talked about the Nuggets, which is interesting. I was looking at some stats, and the Nuggets, they're the second best offensive rated team, but they're actually worse than the Lakers in defensive rating. And a lot of the players on that team, from a defensive rating perspective, is worse than the Lakers. Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. Like, these guys have a worse defensive rating than a lot of the guys on the Lakers. So I know you're saying that if the Nuggets keep playing like they are, then you would put them on the same tier. I disagree because I think in order to win a championship, in order to be considered an elite team, you have to not only be able to score effectively, but you have to be able to get stops. And when I look at the Nuggets, who is a lockdown defender on that team?
Nobody.
Be honest. Can they play? Yes, they have guys that can play defense on a relatively mediocre to decent level. But who is that lockdown defender on their team? Nobody. And that's my problem with the Nuggets, is that defensively is a huge question mark. They can be had defensively, and that's why they're not. I think they're the number 2 seed right now. They've been winning a lot recently, but when we get into a playoff setting, when you play the OKC, are they going to be able to get a lot of stops? I just don't think so. I think OKC at this moment is clearly the best team in the Western Conference. They have everything you need in order to win. And I believe losing to Dallas last year taught them a lot. And guys that, like a Jalen Williams, for example, who were still teetering, still trying to get better, not quite there yet, is now to a point where they're an all-star. They're all-star caliber player, and they have another guy that they can rely to score in bunches. This team, the Denver Nuggets, are good, but not great. And get into the game, which is going to be Saturday. Lakers, Nuggets. Nuggets have always had the Lakers answer. I think the big reason is the Lakers never try to make Jamal Murray work on defense. He's always chilling on defense. And offensively, they have never found an answer to slow him down. He's always had their number. Where the Lakers can potentially get a win, I don't think they're going to do it. But if they get a win, which I believe they could, you have to make Nikola Jokic feel like everything is on his shoulders. He has nobody that he can rely on. Meaning, take out the driver of the vehicle, Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, he is the driver. He is the guy that has killed the Lakers. If you take him out, Nikola Jokic, he's pretty much on an island by himself. Russ has been playing a lot better, but he's still not that same Russ from OKC and from Houston, in my opinion. You have to make Nikola Jokic a one-man band. If you do that, if you make him have to score instead of pass, facilitate, you have a great chance. I just don't think the Lakers are going to do that. This is why it's going to be a fascinating game for me as a Laker fan, because I want to see, can JJ Redick do what Darvin Ham couldn't do, which is create a game plan to exploit Jamal Murray and some of these guys on the Nuggets that are not good defenders. We haven't done that yet. And guess who we have who's one of the best at exploiting mismatches? Luka Doncic. But he's still coming back from that injury. He's rusty.
Very rusty.
Very rusty, right? I think Luka is a game changer in this matchup compared to an Anthony Davis, who at times would be a no-show. Because Luka is one of the best at exploiting mismatches. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it this game. Maybe next year, maybe later on down the road if they match up again. But this game, it's going to take him some time before he gets back to form, and I don't see it happening. But if he does do it, best believe I'm going to be going on. You're going to see me around. You're going to see me with the jersey and the hat and everything. Celebrating.
Nasty word.
But just your thoughts on this matchup Saturday. Any opinions, any thoughts?
See, now you said the Nuggets' recent schedule hasn't been necessarily great, even though they have been winning. I can say the same thing about the Lakers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In that y'all haven't been as dominant.
Yeah,
against those. So I'm fully expecting the Nuggets to win. The favorite 6.5 points. I still haven't calculated how I feel about spreads in basketball compared to football, because it's like basketball is such a volatile sport. Anything could really happen. But I think the Nuggets will. I hope it's a close game just for the dramatics and everything. But the Lakers defense, man, I know y'all got Dodo, which is Dorian Finney-Smith for y'all to know, and Vanderbilt. But man, I seen down the stretch what the Hornets did to Luka, and it was bad. And he's already not fully in shape. He's still hobbled and stuff. And my thing is, you have absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody. Granted, y'all didn't have anyone before, because Anthony Davis tried his best, but Jokic is going to get whatever he wants and then some tonight. And do I believe y'all can tame Jamal Murray? I don't think so. Not this matchup.
I think we can, but I don't think we're gonna. I think with JJ Redick, he's gonna put the wrong lineups on the floor. That's my issue.
But yeah, I fully expect the Nuggets to win. So I just think they're the better team as of right now.
Yeah. As of right now, like
but later down the line, stuff could change.
It could change. I just think right now we're still trying to figure out different
y'all
lineups.
Still meshing and gelling and stuff. Y'all still trying to figure out how to navigate without a true starting center like Jackson Hayes. He's solid, but
as a backup,
he's no starter center that's going to lead you. That's going to be part of a championship contending team that's starting. No, it's not happening.
I think with the whole Jokic thing, no matter who's guarding him, nobody can stop him.
No one stop him.
So, with that being said, if I'm a coach,
you can't. But like, y'all don't even have anyone to slow him down. Like at least like Anthony Davis will make him second guess a little bit, and maybe try to make him look at the playmaker more. But like Jokic has his options are like fully open now.
But my thing is, we all know that my problem is, okay, everybody else. How are you going to slow down everybody else? We all know Jokic is a mismatch problem. That's not my issue. It is Jamal Murray. It is how do we slow down Michael Porter Jr. wide open threes, Aaron Gordon open lob dunks. We need to figure out a way to slow that down. If we slow those things down, then we have a shot at winning, because I believe at the end of the day, Nikola Jokic is great, but if he's by himself trying to score and not getting a bunch of assists, that's where you can really take advantage of the Nuggets. I've seen in the past where teams would take away Jamal Murray, take away his second, third option, and Nikola Jokic having to carry his team. And a lot of times he's not able to do it. And that's where I'm just like, man, can JJ Redick figure out a lineup? Can Luka Doncic take advantage of mismatches? And can JJ Redick just have a game plan in effect that will exploit a lot of the Nuggets' weaknesses? We haven't done that in the past with Darvin Scam. I just hope JJ Redick and some of his criticisms of what he's seen from the Lakers the past seasons against the Nuggets, hopefully he can correct some of these things, because I'm tired of seeing Jamal Murray just chilling on defense and having energy to be able to score on offense. I'm tired of seeing that.
My thing with JJ Redick is I think he has the right ideas. Like, I think he has a good feel of what should happen, but I don't think he was prepared for, like, dang, you really need the dudes to be able to execute this stuff, and I just don't think y'all have the dudes just yet.
I think we do.
On defense?
I think not against Jokic, but I think everybody else we do. I think Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, a little bit of Gabe, we have the dudes to match up. It's just about putting the right guys against the Nuggets. I think that's the problem. Is if I was JJ Redick, I'm not starting Roy Hachimura this game against the Nuggets, because he's never played well against the Nuggets. Why would I start him in this game?
Yeah, one good game against the Nuggets 2-3 years ago.
And so this game, he's going to start Roy Hachimura, and he's going to give up wide open threes off of screens, off of off-ball screens. Michael Porter's going to get open, and he's going to make a bunch of threes against us. I'm not starting him. I'm starting Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm starting maybe even Vanderbilt. I'm not starting Roy Hachimura. He's coming off the bench, because against the Nuggets, he's horrible playing off ball. He's a horrible off ball defender. And that's my problem with Roy Hachimura, is against these teams, like, he'll have a nice little stretch, a nice little 5 games. And we're like, oh my God, Roy, he's so good. He's so underrated. He's so overhated. And then he goes up against the Nuggets, and we're like, see, this is what we've been talking about. And see, this is why we wanted him traded. Until JJ Redick is able to find the right lineup, the right scheme, I just can't see them winning this game. But who knows? I might be wrong. You never know. I just think Luka Doncic is the difference. I think he could be a game changer.
Absolutely.
If he gets back to form. If he gets back to form, which I don't think that is. All right. Moving on. Let's see. I don't know if I want to.
Not much.
Yeah, not much. I mean, so Warriors and Mavericks, all I'm going to say on this matchup, this is going to be on Sunday, is Warriors, they just played, I think it was last night. I think it was the Kings. They won handily. My thing with the Warriors is just more so this Jimmy Butler experiment with the Warriors. How well can they play with Jimmy Butler? We saw before the break, they were winning a lot with Jimmy Butler. He was playing well. He was getting to the free throw line a lot. Stephen Curry started to play a lot better. I just want to see more of that tandem. If it's a fluke, or are they really finding something? That's all I'm really looking at this game. The Mavericks, they're hurt right now. They're still winning. They're escaping by a lot of games, but this is more so about the Warriors and what they're doing rather than with the Mavericks, because until they get healthy, we can't really say much about the Mavericks. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, pretty much. The Mavericks been playing solid, though, even though they've been riddled with injuries. Kyrie Irving, he's like that.
Max Christie has been phenomenal.
Yeah, Max Christie.
I'm not surprised. I knew Max Christie was a dude. That's why they traded for him. Because he's going to be a future 3-and-D type of guy. who can give you 15 points a game, play good defense, do a lot of the little things. Anthony Davis. So I'm not shocked about that. So he was playing well with us too. But this is more about the Warriors and what they're going to do. So, and then we have Knicks and Celtics.
We just established the Knicks can't beat these dudes. So
I'm wondering with the Knicks, can they keep it close? Can they be competitive?
That's a damn shame. We got to be asking a top 3 team in the East. Can they keep it close against another top team?
Can they keep the game competitive and close?
That is horrible, man.
Because every matchup against the Celtics has been a blowout. The Celtics have had their way very easily. Like, no real fight for the Knicks. The Knicks feel like a huge gap below the Celtics. Like, the Celtics just seem like way better. I don't know what to say, man. I just look at it. Can the Knicks, with Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, hopefully Josh Hart plays, I don't know. Hopefully, can they do a good job at defending Brown and Tatum? Because you traded for those guys for a reason. It's to slow down Tatum and Brown. And they just haven't done that. Can their top wing defenders that they've traded just enormous amount of picks for show up against the Celtics? Because what is the point of trading for them if they're not going to make it difficult for Tatum and Brown?
Good question. I don't know if they'll be able to. The Celtics are such a interesting team. Because it's like, it feels like they're not even trying out there sometimes, but they just continue to beat teams easily. And it's like, oh my gosh, this team come playoff time is going to be so annoying. But that's when you got a good ownership, good GMs, and they acquire the talent. Yes, they know they over the second apron, but they said, listen, we're gonna maximize this short window we have until that bill start coming through and we start losing picks and stuff. So they say, hey, we're gonna run it up, and I can only respect it.
And I think with the Celtics,
Joe Mazzulla's a madman.
He is a madman. What they can get in their own way at times when they resort back to one-on-one ball. That's what the Knicks need to try to do. They need to try to get the Celtics back into that one-on-one ball type of game instead of what they've become, which is a championship level offense, moving the ball, moving without the basketball. If they can resort to the Celtics playing one-on-one ball, which is Tatum, he's hogging the ball, Jaylen Brown's hogging the ball, just dominating the ball for 15, 16 seconds in the shot clock, then they can have a great chance of winning. But if they just keep allowing just open threes, they're moving the ball and getting the open three in the corner, not getting enough rebounds, then it's going to be the same old story again. I need to see some fight. We need to see some fight. To close this off, the NBA, I will say that your boy Jalen Green, he had himself a day.
He did.
Against the Timberwolves last night. I was watching that game. Anthony Edwards was going crazy. He was doing all types of crazy shots, making all types of crazy shots. He was looking like Michael Jordan out there. Until the end. Until the fourth quarter where the Houston Rockets, they really clamped him down. They really held him to, I think he only made one basket that fourth quarter. He didn't score a whole lot of points. And Jalen Green and Amen Thompson, those two dudes, they did their thing. I will say, I know you're not the biggest Jalen Green fan, but in my opinion, the Rockets are at their best when Jalen Green and Amen Thompson are putting on a show, when they're the driving force of that team. I like Sengun, but in my opinion, just watching that team go, that offense is just explosive when those two guys are going off.
Oh, yeah, Jalen, you know what? I think, another unsung hero. This Jabari Smith came back.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And he had 15 points off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And he played 38 minutes too, dang.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's honestly really good glue guy.
Mm-hmm.
And makes everybody else's jobs a little easier. That's why Jalen Green looked much better tonight compared to his recent performances. And he shot very well. Shot 50% from the field, a little under 50% from three. He had a really good game, 35 points against a Timberwolves team that's trying to claw their way back up the standings. I can only respect it.
Timberwolves, they're one of the better defensive rating teams. You know, at the beginning of the year, beginning of the season, they weren't all that great, but they found just an identity on defense where now they're back to being one of the best. It's just offensively, they're still struggling. They didn't have Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle, but even if they were on the floor, I think the offensive struggles would have still happened. That's why you see Anthony Edwards, he's pretty much carrying the team on his back. Pretty much, he had like 40 points. And he was phenomenal, but that fourth quarter, man, they're one of the worst fourth quarter clutch teams, I believe, in the league. While with the Rockets, they're actually one of the best. I think they have the most points in the clutch this season. So the Rockets are a really good clutch team. I just like when the Rockets are at their best, it seems, just for me watching it, it just seems like Jalen Green and Amen Thompson, those guards, are the driving forces of the team, and they're making an immediate impact. Because Sengun, he was the All-Star. By the way, did he even play an All-Star game? I forget he was even playing. But that's a different story for another day. I just think the team just fares better offensively when those two guys are getting it going. Can Jalen Green become that guy? I don't think so. But
becoming that guy on a consistent level.
But if he can hit shots like that, the way that he was doing last night, the Rockets, man, they are dangerous. Because their offense is still not all that great. Fred VanVleet was out last night, but their offense is still kind of shaky at times. But, man, if those two dudes are able to get it going, they're dangerous. Because they're both explosive. They're both two of the fastest guards in the NBA, two of the most athletic guards in the NBA. And if those two can get it going, the league needs to watch out. I'm so serious because those two dudes are very talented. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And then Amen Thompson, he was playing great defense against Anthony Edwards in the fourth quarter. Everybody, Jalen Green, all them dudes was playing great defense. They were doubling properly. That's how you know they're being coached well by Ime Udoka. They have a lot of potential. It's just about those two guards. If they can consistently play well, they have a shot, man. They have a shot to do really good things. And they've been winning ever since they've been on that losing streak. They've been winning a bit recently. So, yeah, man, the Rockets. Anything else you want to discuss on the NBA? Oh, Victor Wembanyama. Oof. Unfortunate. It seems like the NBA, I don't know what it is, man, but it's like a black cat that's roaming around that league right now. They're trying to find a new face. They're trying to find a new superstar that they can leash onto, and I hope he gets better. Blood clots is a serious thing. Hopefully it's not something that's like a Chris Bosh situation. Hopefully it's like a Brandon Ingram situation, a Sar Thompson situation.
Yeah, Wembanyama, he's a phenomenal player, man. He's really started put the league on. He was going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but now I guess someone else is going to happen. I don't know who. But
I heard Jaren Jackson Jr.'s name.
Okay.
Or Dyson Daniels, I think. Dyson Daniels.
The Hawks.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's just unfortunate, man. Out for the whole season. I was shocked. I was like, dang. He was playing. He had a really good season. The Spurs they weren't winning a lot of games, but they were competing. And that's what we said we've been wanting to see the Spurs compete before the season even started. We didn't expect them to go like to the playoffs or anything. No. But as long as they just go out there and compete and develop the young guys, they should be good. But now, I guess another star goes down. We'll have to wait till next year to see how he looks. I just hate it, man. It's just like the NBA just needs a dude, like a solidified dude, to carry the torch. Because LeBron is getting old. He can't do this forever.
He's getting old. He is old.
He's still dropping 40 and stuff.
40 years old.
I don't know what kind of genes he got. Told you he was made in the lab. But anywho, Yeah, it's just unfortunate. So now all the Spurs games that was on primetime stuff is kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, now you got.
Unless you're really a big De'Aaron Fox fan.
I know, right?
It's just Stephon Castle development, though.
He's nice. That dunk contest, he was pretty solid. We need more young guys like that to participate in the dunk contest, get their name around, get people to want to watch him more. And he's been good this year. He's been fantastic for them. So he's looking like he's going to have a bright future for them. It's just unfortunate with Victor Wembanyama, man. Like he's a future star in the league, all-star this year. So glad he made the all-star game. And he was taking it serious. Like that all-star game, he was one of the guys that was really emphasizing on competing, playing hard, and he did that. For him to immediately after the game,
that's why I was shocked. Later, I'm like, dang, how that happened?
We hear, he has blood clots on his shoulder. It's just like, wow. Just the worst possible time in the world. Wish for a speedy recovery. Wish for hopefully he can come back regular season next year, still look the same, improve on what he did. Because we need somebody like that. We need somebody like him to carry the torch, to be a future in the league, a guy, a specimen we've never seen before at his size, being able to do what he does with guard-like skills. It's unprecedented. And hopefully this isn't a tragic story. Hopefully this is a comeback story that we can talk about for many years to come where, hey, you remember Victor Wembanyama, what he had to deal with, and now he's back and he's one of the best players we've ever seen. Like, hopefully it's a comeback story, not a tragic story. And we can just live on. We can live on and stuff. Cause
didn't Jordan break his ankle his second year in the league?
He did. Remember, I think he came back too.
Yeah.
Came back for the playoffs and he scored 60 against the Celtics. Crazy time. But with Vic, like you said, man, there's no clear face. I also want to say about that face stuff, the face of the league. I agree with some of I think it was, I don't know if it was on the radio I was listening to this or it was Ernie, it was the TNT crew with Ernie, Shaq, Chuck, Kenny. But they were talking about the face of the league and how that's not given. We don't just give people the face of the league. Yeah, you earn it. And people like, I don't want that responsibility. It doesn't matter if you want the responsibility. It's just given. It's you're appointed to it, no matter what. It's not one of those things where you just, man.
But thank you for making me the face of the league.
Right. It's not one of those things. So until somebody's play is just so great, like an Anthony Edwards or whoever it may be, we're just going to be stuck waiting for that person to come before us. I always hear this thing about it can't be a foreign player. I don't know, man. I don't know. I understand that the media is trying to say that I have to be American born. I don't know. Because if this was the NFL, if Patrick Mahomes if he was born in London or something, the UK, would we really say, oh my God, he can't be the face of the NFL because he came from the UK? Like, are we really going to do that? Do we really care? The fact that he's from the UK? Because I'm just looking at his highlights. I'm looking at his Super Bowls. Why should that even matter? Nobody talks about, he's from Texas. He came from Texas Tech. Like, nobody really talks about that a whole lot. We just talk about his greatness. We might talk about his family a little bit. But that's about it. We don't really care about, he's from the United States. I just think that's a little overrated, in my opinion.
The fact that, thing is what, I think it low-key has something to do, not necessarily the fact that they're foreign, but it's like the type of their culture and their personality. Like a lot of times, like the foreign players, they aren't really like front and center.
They're not expressive.
Yeah, they're not like front and center. I'm in the cameras. I'm doing all these commercials and promo. Like it's not really like that. Like you look at a Luka. Like Luka has personality. He does, but like not like face of the league type personalities. Like he's not like larger than life, larger than the NBA type express. Like LeBron is, for an example. So I think it's more so like that versus, oh, we're not going to be fans because they're not American.
But if you think about it, Kobe and Michael Jordan, they weren't always like
Jordan definitely was.
No, but I'm talking about in terms of they're still somewhat private in terms of their personal lives. They're not up and center showing you every day what they're doing. They're very low key in a lot of the things that they do, but they're still being promoted a lot. They're in movies. Now, stuff like that, yeah. But in terms of like showcasing personal lives, speaking on issues outside of the sport of basketball, Kobe and Jordan weren't doing a whole lot of that. LeBron was doing a whole lot of that, which changed the game. I believe it can work. But that just boils down to the media and their expectations of a guy like Luka. LeBron, he just transcends so much that we've never seen before. Like LeBron is an anomaly in so much sense. We've never seen a face of the league do something like LeBron did. We can't put those expectations on a Luka or a Victor Wembanyama because that's never been the case until LeBron. So it's really about expectations at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really about that. But yeah, man. That's all I got to really say on that matter. The face of the league, I just think LeBron, he's just an anomaly in itself. I think the league can promote a foreign player. They just have to go about it a little differently. And if they do that, then I think we can have a face of the league. I think Luka fits that bill perfectly. It's just how do they promote him? And hopefully NBC can do something where they can really elevate the game compared to like a TNT that it just seems like they trash the players more than they promote the players. So we'll see. Thank you all. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well. Check out our other videos, our playlist. I talk about All-Star Weekend. Check out How to Save the NBA. I talk about that a lot. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Also follow our main channel, our NFL channel as well. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Salute.
Just let me be me.